Hi there, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. So today we're doing another crypto interest rates and news update. Today is the 10th of April 2021, and apologies that this video is a day late. I normally do these on a Friday afternoon, but I was actually away yesterday afternoon, just got back this afternoon, so this is substantially later than usual, so apologies. We will be going back to the regular time slot, I think probably next week, but it's going to be a very brief update this week. I've got a couple of things to kind of talk over, but just really want to start as always by going through any kind of rate changes. And the big news this week is the lowering in the rates for Bitcoin on the Celsius network. So if you're in the US, you don't have to worry, still 6.2% for the first 2 BTC. If you're an international user, it's pretty poor news actually. Earning in kind down to 3.51%. or 4.4% if it's paid in sell, but that 4.4% is if you are a platinum Celsius kind of user, so you're holding quite a lot of kind of Celsius kind of tokens, so that's the maximum you can earn. So yeah, pretty disappointing. We're at the levels now, seriously considering removing any Bitcoin I actually have off of Celsius network at 3.5%, which is effectively what I earn. I do choose to get paid in sell, but I don't have a huge number of Celsius tokens in their kind of platform. So circa 3.5%, for me doesn't really hit the risk reward of having your kind of Bitcoin parked on a third party kind of platform. So I'm seriously thinking about moving. I've only got just over a Bitcoin in the Celsius network. Because the rates are relatively low and you only get the bump up for paid in sell on the first kind of Bitcoin. If I was in the US, I'd be probably holding 2 Bitcoin, but I'm seriously considering removing what Bitcoin I have off of Celsius network. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I'll probably give it till the end of the month. If the rates don't pick up, I will probably kind of move that. So a little bit disappointing news for the Celsius network. I'll go over this spreadsheet again, all the different tweaks in the next kind of couple of days, make sure I haven't missed anything out, but that's the really big news from this week's update. If we take a quick glance at the token prices, you can see that Celsius has ironically had a really good week. It was up sort of 50 odd percent. It's dropped down about 5% today, but still up almost 46% over the last 7 days. So a fantastic kind of run up this last week for Celsius, over $7 token at the moment. Crypto.com and Nexo relatively flat, both up a fraction, 2.5% for CRO and 1.4% for Nexo, so relatively kind of flat. CRO had this big dump in the middle of the week, but it's climbed back up and regained that. Nexo, as I said, reasonably kind of flat over the last kind of 7 days. Now, normally we go through all the kind of stories, but there's just a couple of things I wanted to kind of mention. As I said, it'll be a very brief update this week and then back to normal next week. But aside from the kind of the Celsius kind of rate changes, I've received a few kind of interesting kind of emails. So I was interested if anyone else is using the Nexo platform. So I got an email a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was a spam email at first, but there was a support ticket raised with Nexo asking about KYC. Now I've done all the KYC on Nexo, so I'm the whatever it is, level 3 or the maximum kind of level you could be, but I got this support ticket raised basically saying we want proof of the money that's kind of like deposited in the platform. Now bear in mind, I've only ever had a small amount of crypto. I've never deposited money directly in it. I've only ever had a few $1,000s worth of kind of crypto in Nexo. I've actually removed that now. So I only had some Stellar and some Litecoin. Until recently I had Chainlink as well, but I moved that over a couple of weeks ago over to kind of BlockFi because the rates were bigger. So I've actually removed the remaining crypto I had on kind of Nexo. So I had to sign a kind of declaration, and then over and above that they then wanted proof of where I'd kind of mine the coins or where I'd kind of purchase them, stuff like that. Now, considering I'd done the full KYC a long time ago, I was a little bit miffed about kind of getting that. As I said, I don't use the platform hugely, just for a few small altcoins. So I've actually removed, as I said, everything apart from the kind of Nexo tokens from their kind of platform. I will wait to see if they kind of get back in contact, but I signed this kind of declaration, then they asked for more information. So I'll see if they then pursue that, and we'll take it from there. But I just was interested if anyone else had received a request for more proof of reserves, proof of investments or revenue or anything like that from Nexo. Interestingly, Nexo sent a big Q1 summary this week. We'll be going over that in next week's video because I haven't had a chance to go through it in detail yet, but there was a sort of summary of everything they've been doing over the first quarter of this year, so we'll be going over that in a little bit more detail next week. The only other thing of note this week was Ledn. So I got an interesting email basically giving account security tips. So if you use the Ledn platform, I mean, the first one is applicable to everything. It's just enabling two-factor authentication and doing that via an app rather than kind of text message, obviously. But then there are some specific additional things that not all platforms have. A lot of platforms do, but not all platforms do. So for example, whitelisted or safe listed addresses, so you can set up all your safe listed addresses. Now be aware that much like Celsius or anything like that, if you change your safe list, it does trigger a pause on withdrawals outside of the platform, so you can still move between products within the kind of platform, but you can't then move crypto or USDC stablecoins out of the platform for 48 hours. So if you change your safe list, it instigates basically kind of like a pause for 48 hours. Now I don't have an issue with this. In the same way I don't really have an issue with Celsius. I would like it if Celsius would allow you to have multiple withdrawal addresses, whitelists for each kind of coin, but I don't have an issue with the use of kind of whitelist, and then the minute they're kind of changed, actually kind of like put in any withdrawals on a hold. Far better to have something like that and be aware of it and have to wait 24 or 48 hours than to have your crypto taken. And then the last thing, which is Ledn specific, I think someone else uses this within their email communications. I think it might be crypto.com, but they also have an anti-phishing phrase that you can enable. I think it is crypto.com actually. So basically any kind of contact that you have, account related emails and stuff like that, will have this anti-phishing phrase, so you know it's actually from them, it's a genuine email from them rather than from somewhere else. So I imagine they've picked that up from crypto.com, but I think it's quite a good idea. So I think probably it sort of like kind of triggered me to kind of have a look through all my kind of accounts, make sure I am utilizing kind of best practices for all of those. I think this week I will go through and I will set up whitelisted addresses for all the kind of coins that maybe I haven't kind of used yet or anything like that for all my kind of like different accounts. So it has kind of prompted me to just go through and take a second look at all my accounts. So that's it for this week. As I said, very quick update this week. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Do let me know if you've had any communication from Nexo regarding KYC. I'd be interested to know if that was specific to me in the UK or just me as a user, or whether everybody's getting these kind of updates. But I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Thanks very much for watching as always. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video, but until then, have a great day. Bye bye.